A personal aside, en passant, people, or gentlemen, I should say. If a mere 1/10 of the rumors I've heard are true, last night's bachelor festivities at the Club Como charted new frontiers for bizarre off-duty behavior, intoxication-wise, interpersonal relation-wise, and otherwise. In particular, those portions of the evening's program which included, among other things, green felt, femme du pub, tire irons, and which unfortunately carried over to a nearby public thoroughfare. At minimum, guys, next time, let's take it off the hill, shall we? Yeah. Additionally, people, with regards to events of last night, it appears that we're gonna make on a 75 Grand Prix, 4-door, black on maroon, licensed Baker Donald Uncle 737. This vehicle was observed departing the Mizell homicide at time and place of occurrence. The observer, a civic-minded street princess known as Chantel. Insofar as said vehicle is registered not to J.D. LaRue, but rather to one James Feeney, also known as Jimmy Feeney, also known as Jimbo, also known as Jimmy the Nose Flarry, also known as Procaine James. May I remind you that although Detective Stanley Mizell may never have won a popularity contest in this department, and although I personally, when he was assigned up here in '78, felt obliged on one occasion to somewhat modify his orthodonture. Nevertheless, he was a police officer, and he was slain in the line of duty. In which further regard, the family has established a memorial fund. Contributions are invited. Hey, next time Chantel takes a bust, let's remember we owe her one, huh? Item 14. A new undercover operation will commence today in the vicinity of Waverly Alley, with Detective Belker undercover to investigate the recent rash of auto-related personal injury scams being perpetrated in the vicinity. The MO of said scams involving, among other things, the recruitment of various Waverly vagrants by an unknown consortium for pratfalls against offenders of unsuspecting and passing motorists, resulting in false injuries, fraudulent medical examinations, doctored x-rays, consequent liability suits, and often substantial out-of-court settlements. Supporting roles in this investigation to be provided by Sergeant Henry Goldblum and Officers Hill and Renko, the latter hopefully cognizant of the fact that in acting particularly less is oftentimes more. All right, that's it. Let's roll. And let's be careful out there.
Believe the Stan Mizell Memorial Fund.
That was my partner for 5 months. He never paid for one haircut, one meal, one suit of clothes whole time he was here.
First week I'm in South Ferry, I'm in the ladies' room washing up. Mizell pops out of a stall and caps the field.
Then he got what he deserved. Death.
Oh, Captain. Look, about last night, the party, and then afterwards outside.
I heard about it, J.D. I may not like what happened, but I don't blame you specifically on any level. Work on Feeney this morning. Anything you can get.
Right. Thanks, Captain.
Next time I send you out for pipe tobacco, Valentine, could you try to avoid the Bulgarian brands?
The clerk said Boris, Prince of Crumb, was excellent, sir.
Well, Frank, been hearing a rumor of prostitutes on premises at the Club Como last night.
There was also a cop murder last night. Which would you have me attend to first, Howard?
Just issue a gall darn memo, Frank. When the need arises, men move $10 from one pocket to the other. And,
What?
Judas Priest, man, how do you spell relief?
Frank, Chief Daniels wants to see you and Jerry Fuchs on the Meister homicide.
Division?
He's coming here.
Anybody belong to this apple juice? Henry? Yuck! Ooh. That wretched must have fermented. Morning, Howard.
All right, who's the joker? Where is it? I gotta be at the urologist in half an hour.
Surpassed store, corner Peebles Drive, North 24th Street.
Frank, I'm instructing you to keep Jerry apprised at every phase of this investigation. Mizell was special narcotics, so that's only fair. At the same time, Jerry, I want you to cooperate fully with Frank.
I'll need his files, all those 347s.
Anything he needs. Understood?
Understood.
That'll do it, gentlemen. Oh, Frank. Just 30 seconds of your time on a different matter. You don't have to bother with this, Jerry. Forget every word I just said. Fuchs gets nothing on this case.
What?
I don't want him involved, Frank. A homicide took place on the Hill, and it is your job to take care of it.
We just spent 20 minutes talking about full and open communication. Don't you think that's going to be a little awkward?
Captain Fuchs' hindquarters are flapping in the breeze on this one, Frank. Under the circumstances, it would hardly be appropriate to let him anywhere near this investigation.
What are you talking about?
This for openers. Your eyes only, Frank. Copy of Meisel's autopsy report. Barbiturates, Percodan, cocaine. Every other damn thing in his body. Man had a raging case of gonorrhea. We're going to be burying some very dirty blue underwear tomorrow, Frank.
I worked with Fuchs for 12 years. He's a decent cop and a friend. I'd rather not work behind his back now.
There's a key in there, too. Safe deposit. Run it down. Not everyone's as happy in their occupational niche as you are, Frank.
Meaning?
Meaning I've been watching Jerry Fuchs operate for 1.5 years now. Regular little empire he's building over there in special narcotics. I like a man who's ambitious, Frank, as long as he's a team player. But Fuchs has been carrying on like he's not answerable to anyone. Maybe it's time for us to bring him down a peg or two.
Tell the truth. Is he after me? He's after me, isn't he? I mean, if he said I was ambitious, he's got to be after me, right?
Is there something you should be telling me right now that I don't know about, Jerry?
I swear on my mother, Frank, I was going to bring Meisel in. Didn't I tell you that last night? In the alley, didn't I? I said 2 weeks.
I need all that stuff, Jim. When can you get it to me?
I gotta think this one out, Frank. If he's after me, I gotta play it the same way, right? I gotta protect myself.
From what?
Frank, we've been friends a long time. I gotta wrestle with the angel on a couple of
Not
things,
good
okay?
enough, Jerry.
6 o'clock, then. Hey, 6 o'clock. It's gonna take me half that long just to get everything together.
You're asking me as a friend. As a friend, sure, okay. But you better stay straight with me. If you're sitting on something, I'm going to find out about it anyway, so you may as well tell me now.
6 o'clock, Frank. I got some choices I gotta make.
What do you want?
We have a complaint about noise, sir. Could you open the door?
I had a noise complaint since 1969. You the man I see about that?
You make him go to work. Make him go. Counselors get him jobs. He don't go. He's got screaming in his ears. Okay. But then...
She won't even go to her own work. She got a good job. Yet she'll mind my business. Like $1.75 an hour gonna help. Like a grown man gonna pack boxes. That a job for a grown man?
It's a training program.
Some people don't understand. I did my training. I did my service.
A lot of people did.
And you?
Yeah.
And now?
Yeah.
How many people you shoot?
It's none of your business. What's your problem, man?
Nothing. Nothing.
He was such a wonderful young man. Just happy all the time, you know? He went over there when he came back. It's like he couldn't do anything anymore. He couldn't sleep. Got bad dreams. It's getting violent. He started going for therapy over the VA. But it was like too much had happened. Or I don't know. 9 years, he still gets the flashbacks. Goes over to the VA, but seems like nobody can help Vernon. And he's so ashamed. Ashamed I see him this way. Ashamed he's no man anymore.
Look, if it means anything, when I got back, I laid on my bed for 3 weeks. I just...
3 weeks? Is that the gospel? 21 days?
Yeah, it was driving me crazy. You know, people, buddies, everybody wanting to ask a lot of questions. I didn't want to talk to anybody, so I just stayed in the house. Then I figured it didn't mean anything, Vietnam. You just have to walk away from it.
Look, this is not something for the police.
Try to get along.
One serious.
Get him into OR, get Dr. Sweeney. D5 lactated ringers. Type and cross-match, 6 units of whole blood. Go!
Watch him, man. I heard.
I ain't gonna watch nothing, man. Don't bother about him. He don't mind bleeding.
One such victim is hemorrhaging.
Right. Hey, that's an intern.
And Dr. Tanzer and Dr. Leonard are in surgery. Please hit them in there, please. Dr. Sweeney can handle it.
Watch it, man. I heard.
Dr. Wedner, call the operator. Dr. Wedner, call the operator.
Oh, man, you know, while you're at it, you ought to just grab somebody and get that little fella in your tushy ring.
Oh, I can manage, Rinko.
What are you, saving it or something? We're in a hospital.
I'm busy, they're busy.
Hey, Doc, take a look at my partner for a second. He has a work-related ailment, sort of operating on one hemisphere.
Rinko! I'm sorry, but I'm really not officially on duty at the moment.
One of our city's finest, Doc, just risked his life in a shootout of tremendous proportions.
Well, if he's a police officer, could you step this way, please?
Dr. Webner, call the operator.
Oh, my. I've never seen one like it before.
Well, can't you just lance it or something?
No, it's too early.
Oh.
You have to wait another day at least.
Oh, no, Doc. No. Please, can't you just do anything? I'd really appreciate it.
Well, yeah, I suppose I could try. This might hurt a little.
Just do it.
Oh, there you are, Mr. Seibert. You know, Dr. Schimmert has been looking all over for these.
I'm very busy at the moment, nurse.
Yes, I can see that. Susan is going to take you back up to the 5th floor where they're going to give you some Jell-O. You don't want to miss your Jell-O, do you?
Okay, but then I'll have to feed the ducks.
Right.
Hey, who is that guy? Isn't he a doctor?
Oh, my. Oh, my. That is rather horrid.
You get it fixed?
Yes, maybe tomorrow. It's not ready.
What is that thing?
What do you think it is? I sit on it.
I lost him. He was in bad shape, Doc. Wasn't your fault.
I'm not so sure about that.
What?
I should have stopped the carotid bleeding. I don't know what...
Sir, I don't think maybe you know what it is you're saying here.
I could have saved him. I may have botched it.
Now look here, Doc. You're broaching some serious issues of proximate cause here. We all know it's this piece of garbage that killed him. Come here. Now see, if people think it was some kind of a medical accident and some lawyer hears about it, this guy can get off in 18 months on assault. But if we write it up DOA, we solve all kinds of problems and tell the truth besides.
Officer, what you just suggested comes under the heading of criminally fraudulent filing, which happens to be a felony in this state. You needed in treatment, Sweeney. As for you, what's your name?
Renko.
Well, Officer Renko, your captain will be hearing from me.
And, you make a cool $40 for your trouble. Look, it's the simplest thing in the world, pal. You stumble in front of a late model car. You fall down and scream like your back is broken. They come and cart you off to a doctor friend of mine for a 5-minute examination.
I'll do it.
Beat it. Mind your own business.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to seem out of line or nothing, mister, but I couldn't help overhearing your proposition.
I said beat it.
I even got a trick shoulder. It pushes right out of the socket. I'm just what you're looking for.
You're too short. Big guy makes a better splash.
Oh, yeah?
I like that. You do auditions. Hey, what about me?
Here's a couple quarters. Go kill yourself.
Anything wrong?
My best pair of boots just got saluted by one of your wine stewards.
Ah, part of the terrain. Why don't you go in the ladies' room and clean them off?
I've been in your ladies' room before.
Here. What's that?
My article on John Gennaro.
So soon?
So mad, Frank, I could spit.
The inside story of Gennaro's death wish was it drugs or suicide? Oh.
By Faye Farillo. They did a hatchet job on me, Frank. I mean, everything I wrote, they turned it around. They made John look like some sort of crazed, masochistic weirdo. I mean, it's lurid, and it's distorted, and I'm gonna sue.
You didn't know what they do to feature articles in this kind of publication?
No, I didn't. I mean, I wrote a very sensitive, humane article about a great actor. They turned it into a first-rate sleaze job. I am a journalist. I mean, I'm not a ghoul.
Well, the next time you'll be wiser.
But there is a next time. You know, Gennaro's estate could sue me. It's happened. Thanks.
Oh.
Yes, and 7:30.
Mrs. Farillo, I was just looking for John LaRue.
I accept.
Do you accept?
You wanted drinks and dinner? You got drinks and dinner. Is 7:30 good for you?
Tonight?
Read that. We'll talk about it later.
Hello, Faye.
Hi, Ray.
Did you see that? Bet you 20 I park in her garage tonight.
The cuffs are on too tight. I want my lawyer.
I'll be right there, Leo.
Please, communists.
We picked up the car in the Mizell shooting. He was in it with the police 38. Name's James Sweeney.
He copped or anything?
He's got 4 words. I want my lawyer.
Car impounded, pistol gone to the lab?
Covered on that, Captain.
Get a search warrant on his home address.
Got it.
Oh, first call Jerry Fuchs. I want him posted on this.
All right.
Al, I had to brace up in front of 20 people. I was duking with the guy.
Under the most extreme form of provocatory duress. No. All I see here is a possible supplementary suit against Mizell's estate.
No, I'm thinking, man. I'm thinking we should settle on the whiplash and run.
John, you have never been in a stronger position.
Hey, you didn't just return a former luxury car to your brother-in-law. The veins in his neck were throbbing so hard I thought he was going to pitch an embolism. If I'm lucky, the guy sues me. Otherwise, he breaks my legs. I mean, I can't blame him. He loans me some beautiful wheels. They come back junk.
Doctor diagnoses overheated imagination caused by acute financial difficulties. You sure to cash, Jim?
Huh.
Would $1,000 help you out?
Oh, hey, Al, I couldn't. I mean,
Come on now, it's absolutely routine. It's an advance against your settlement. I mean, you pay a nominal rate of interest.
What kind of rate?
A couple of points a week. Not to worry.
Man with a gun in a bar. 101 Santa Fe Avenue. Possible hostages. Hey, Peppertone Garcia. Coffee, base. See Lieutenant Hunter at the scene.
Go, Luce. Listen, Pete. Some guys got 8 people and about half a dozen weapons in there. Mad at somebody.
You in there. This is the police. Surrender yourself now and we'll consider this nothing more than a minor misunderstanding. If you should insist on continuing, however, I cannot be responsible for the immediate consequences.
Just come on in.
Deploy Casey on the overpass. I want Charles on that roof over there, put Lytle and Beckwith over there by those side windows. I want Peterson around the back. Any response, Joe?
Still not picking up, Lieutenant.
I understand that you and Bates had an encounter with this character several hours ago. What sort of profile can you give me?
The guy's a vet, sir, and he's got a lot of problems left over from the war.
Judas, man. The last plane load left that peninsula nearly a decade ago. Let's deal with present tangible, shall we?
Howard, this is Ray Saunders from the Southside Veterans Center. He's Tucker's counselor.
No chance for a clean shot, sir. Now without corner.
A shot? Isn't that a little premature, Lieutenant?
There are 8 innocent people in there with him, Saunders. What do you think their answer would be?
Look, I've had over 400 hours of sessions with Tucker, Lieutenant. Believe me, the only person he'll hurt in there is himself.
Alessi, I want you out back with Peterson. Now!
Let me talk to him. You'll answer me.
Start dialing coffee.
This is Ray, Vernon. I gotta talk to you, man.
It's ringing.
We can work this out, Vernon. Pick up the phone, Vernon. Let's talk about it. Pick up the phone, man. I gotta talk to you, Vernon. Can you hear me, man?
There's nothing to talk about, Saunders.
Talk to me, Vernon. Tell me what you need, man.
I need 20 cops busting in here with rifles, counselor. I need someone to kill this screaming in my head, man.
something.
It rang off, Captain. Yes, hold on. Got a patch in from the captain, Howard.
Stay back.
Yes, I'm aware of that, Howard. Chesley's already apprised me. No, I won't authorize it, not yet. You sent for his wife? Well, we'll just have to take that risk, won't we? Get her. Yeah. Yeah. Right. I trust you had a productive session with your client, Miss Kern.
Yes, thank you, Captain.
I take it that means he's consented to plea.
Not exactly.
You're aware that we've placed Feeney at the scene of the shooting?
Yeah, I am.
In addition to which, ballistics has positively ID'd the piece found at his residence as the one that got Mizell. Your client doesn't have a hell of a lot of leverage going in, so if you're going to deal, I'd do it while you still can.
Strictly off the record. Okay, Captain. Strictly off the record. I admit my client was at the scene. I even admit he was involved in the incident. Strictly as a matter of self-defense. But there are other dynamics involved in this. Well, we'll hash it all out later with the DA.
What the hell's going on here?
I gotta make a court date. Captain.
Ray, get me Daniels.
His office just called. They said the DA will be over at 5 to talk about the Mizell's homicide.
Call him right back.
All right.
Why aren't we looking a little testy today?
What are you doing up here?
Duty calls. Incarnated as a 15-year-old rape artist with 3 priors.
Joyce, you just got out of the hospital. I admire devotion to duty, but you think this is smart?
I think so. I think if I don't get back up on the horse again fast, I may not get back on at all.
Don't you think 24 hours bed rest might be in order?
I had nightmares about this place all last night. Some rest. Besides, I have an Italian bodyguard with a killer right, remember?
Excuse me. The chief is out for the rest of the afternoon, Frank. I just left word.
Damn, thanks, Ray.
What's happening?
I just had a chat with Feeney's lawyer, who was doing an excellent impersonation of the Cheshire Cat. I have the feeling the only person further out in the cold in the Mizell case than I am is Mizell.
Better go see my little monster.
First rate, Frank. I admire a man whose reach exceeds his grasp.
You'll have to excuse me, Councilman Detweiler. I'm really jammed up here.
I understand you're having a problem with the Mizell case.
I'm not sure I follow you.
Well, with your suspect, actually, James Feeney.
Why don't you just get to the point?
Now, what if I were to tell you that the DA's office, on direct orders from your chief of police, is going to allow Mr. Feeney to walk?
Why would Daniels do that?
To cover the dirt. Frank, the story on Officer Mizell is beginning to spread. Your suspect could make it front page news. Everybody knows that Chief Daniels is going to run for mayor next November. A candidate who already has Lou Hogan and Jefferson Heights around his neck can't afford another scandal.
I have Feeney cold.
Yes, and Hitler took Moscow, didn't he?
Hold it. I'm tired of being led around by the nose while you types play footsies with one another under the table. If I'm going to be in charge of this investigation, I need all the cards, starting with yours.
I'm telling you what I know, Furillo.
And tell me what you're getting out of all this.
Me? I'm not getting anything. I've just informed a police official about an attempted cover-up. A cop who will do his darndest to protect the integrity of the force.
And put a knife in Daniel's political balloon along the way. Oh, I get it. You're running for mayor, too?
I filed this morning. I'm the best man, Furillo. I could do the police a lot of good. Especially you.
And you can get out of here now.
Don't slide on this one, Captain. You could get a butt full of splinters.
I'm sorry. You all right? Somebody call an ambulance. Hurry. Can you feel that? I'll pinch you up. Can you feel that? Yeah. Okay, your neck's okay. I'm going to put something under your... He came out from the curb.
Did you hit him? Is that the idea? Go stand up against the car. If you hit him, go stand against the car.
Back up, sir. Back up on the sidewalk. Let's go. Sorry, man. Let's go. Back on the sidewalk. I didn't want to see what happened here. Did you see what happened?
I saw the whole thing, officer.
Pick up the phone, Tucker. Your wife would very much like to speak to you.
He's not answering, Lieutenant.
You're running out of time, Tucker.
The line just went dead.
Sweeney feels he can get a percentage shot off through the side window, sir.
Someone's coming out. Hold your fire.
He's got a gun, and he wanted me.
Okay. Take your time. Sit down. Take your time. Take your time. You're safe. You're safe. Listen to me. Listen to me. What does he want?
He said he released all the hostages.
On what terms?
He wants his wife. His subcopy called 21 days.
I think he means me, Lieutenant. Negative. It's against policy to exchange police officers for hostages. 8 for 2, that sounds like a fair deal. Lieutenant. Joe, a policeman's function is arbitration and action, not catering to the whims of some lunatic with a weapon.
He says he'll release all the hostages if we give him his wife and Joe.
Sounds risky. What do you think?
I say it's a good risk.
Only if they agree.
He seems more anxious to make a point than to hurt anyone.
Okay, go.
Right. Lieutenant, the captain says it's up to Joe and Mrs. Tucker. But under no circumstances does he get anyone else.
Joseph, 2 more minutes, I could secret a weapon.
It's all right, Lieutenant.
This is not a situation that you play according to Hoyle.
Time is on your side, Wilman. Time and love.
I hope you're right.
I promise you, the longer you're in there with it, the better our chances are.
Okay. How you doing?
Pretty well.
This whole thing's gonna turn out all right. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
How long have they been out of view, Alf? Do you feel they're at risk? Then have Howard's men track for position. I don't want to... Right. I'm going to be talking to the DA's people for a couple of minutes, so you coordinate with Leo, but this is authorization. Do whatever you have to do.
What can I do you for, Captain?
I'd like to see your degree, Dr. Ringo.
Captain.
Your medical degree.
Sorry, sir, I don't understand.
Didn't you make a diagnosis earlier today at County? Didn't you try to talk an intern into writing up a shooting victim DOA?
Well, sir, yes, I raised the possibility with the gentleman, sir, with the off-the-cuff suggestion.
An attempt to coerce a physician into criminally fraudulent filing is hardly an off-the-cuff suggestion, mister. You're lucky you still have
The guy was dying in the car, sir.
So a little street justice was in order, right? You opened this department in this precinct to all kinds of trouble. You risked your partner's reputation for one thing because...
Sir, I'm not going to stand there while some killer gets
You're
off.
a lazy cop, Renko, and that's a lying cop. You get your head up or get out of this business.
Is that it?
Yes.
I don't understand why I gotta wear this thing.
Your arm is hurt very terribly. Please, to fill this at Fontaine Pharmacy. This is 2 blocks that way.
What's this for?
The pain.
I don't feel any pain.
The pain will begin later.
I don't have any money.
They will extend credit. We need a record of medication.
What about x-rays?
Not to be concerned.
What do you mean not to be concerned? Don't I need some x-rays?
You are an inquisitive little bum, aren't you? We took a special kind of x-ray while you're sitting there. Now, go to this pharmacy, then come to see me next week.
That's it?
That's it. Very much.
Doctor, right this way.
Gloria Curran, you know, representing Jim Feeney. This is Leon Freed, Drug Enforcement Administration, and of course, Captain Fuchs.
Is this where the captain finds out what everybody else already knows?
Very simply,
Miss Curran's client's in a position to do the DEA a lot of good.
He can make cases for us in 6 different cities, Captain. The guy does escrow and coke deals.
Allegedly.
He also killed a cop.
Allegedly.
And while I wouldn't think this is the best place to discuss the merits of our case,
Be lucky if you make it manslaughter.
I will say that in declining to prosecute, we've considered that a policeman's life and reputation are involved.
Meaning? I put your cop on trial alongside Feeney. Stories I hear, Feeney comes out second.
He was your cop.
It's federal, Frank.
What terms?
We waive prosecution in the death and all adjunctive matters. DEA gets him for 3 years.
After which?
Witness relocation.
But we send him right back for trial, Captain, the minute he doesn't cooperate. I mean, if you could think of it in terms of priorities. Don't read me a lesson in civics, Mr. Freed. We had an appointment, Captain Fuchs.
Just for the wrap-up, Frank, could I get all your paperwork on myself?
Captain Fuchs.
When could I get the paperwork, Captain?
Call me tomorrow morning.
The DEA's been romancing Feeney for 3 months.
I understand that. I also understand that someone with the worries you had this morning would be delighted to see this investigation closed. That's not going to happen, Jerry.
What is it with you, Farillo? You want to crucify me? Huh? You want to make your career by burying mine?
If you didn't keep a tight enough rein on Mizell, if he was freelancing, that's just bad administrative judgment, Jer. But believe me, if you're thinking about some kind of cover-up.
All I'm doing is obeying orders and letting the damn thing drop. You're the only one who's pushing the issue.
Let me explain something to you, friend. All that happened in that room today was that the DA declined prosecution. That means we don't do Mizell's laundry in public. But he was a cop, and he was killed. For internal circulation, never mind the possibility that Feeney loses his voice as a federal witness. Daniels is going to have a report. That means he's going to give you the opportunity to make just the mistake you've been thinking about by holding back your files.
I don't understand this, Frank. What the hell's going on here?
Come on, Jerry, for God's sake, open your eyes. It's called a power play. Between Detweiler and Daniels and the mayor's race, you might just end up with your head on a platter.
Oh, yeah? Well, maybe I'll just have to play some politics of my own.
Guys like Daniels and Detweiler make their careers on the backs of middle-level grunts like you and me. I'm telling you this as a friend, Jerry. Your only alternative is to play it straight by the numbers.
You gotta believe me, Frank. I don't deserve a hanging party.
Look, if the files are embarrassing, take the embarrassment. I can't believe they're any more than that. You're just too good a cop. But if you hold back or sanitize them, Daniels can scapegoat you any time he wants. You'll spend the rest of your career in his hip pocket.
You'll have them on your desk tomorrow morning.
Trouble 21 days.
My back hurts.
Lord gives us crosses, huh?
what do you say we just get out of here? We'll go get a pizza or something. Hey, it's all right.
Listen to her. She's got a talent for it. She's got a calling, you know. You just keep it up. Hey, keep it up.
I'm sorry.
And keep it up!
Hey, why don't you lighten up, Vernon?
Lighten up! Lighten up! Okay. Okay, man. Okay. Here's the plan, 21 days. Here's the point. Now, I'm gonna count down from 5. When I'm finished, I'm taking you out, man. I'm gonna blow you away. That's my plan. If you got a plan B, that's your problem. Okay? So now pick up the piece, Turkey. Or if you ain't got a hair to do it, now pick it up.
Forget it, Vernon. I'm not going to shoot you.
Forget it? You forget it 21 days. Hell, this is gonna take you all till tomorrow afternoon to put this one behind you. This is gonna take a lot of positive thinking, man. Now pick it up!
I'm not doing it, Vernon.
Come on, man. Okay. And maybe you don't mind gambling with your own life. What about gambling with hers? Huh? Yeah.
Come on now. Stop it, Vernon.
Yeah. Come on, 21 days. I'm counting, man.
Vernon, I stop it!
4, 3. Come on, man. Come on.
When I went away and I got my uniform, on the way over, I remember I was thinking about how when I was an old guy, I'd take my grandson up in the attic and I'd show him the uniform.